What's happening, Hardscapers? My name is Mike Pletz and I'm the host of the How to Hardscape podcast, where we talk to you about how you can start and grow your hardscaping business. And today I'm here to talk to you about me, myself, my business, if that interests you in some way, shape, or form. So I started my journey back in 2007 working for a stone yard, learning how to operate equipment like forklifts, front end loaders, and learning the product that I was dealing with. Now, before entering this industry, I had no clue about the hardscape industry. I quickly fell in love with this industry when on the first week we were updating our front display in front of the office, and I was helping out a contractor, doing a small labor job, and asking tons of questions. From there, I would take home literature on the products, on the installation methods, everything that I had available to me at this stone yard, and just embraced it. Learned as much as I could, and it didn't take long, maybe 2 or 3 years afterwards, that my manager came to me and asked me to help him on a project that he was doing for a friend on the weekend. Now it's this time that I got introduced to HPB because it was pouring rain on that day, and I thought that I would not be working when I woke up. Sure enough, he showed up at my door, said, "Yes, we are. We can absolutely lay on HPB." And in the pouring rain, I worked all day long, got this project completed, and even though it was pouring rain, even though it was completely miserable, I loved it. I enjoyed every minute of it. And it's from this project that things started to snowball, because the neighbor then came into the stone yard, asked for me, and said that he had a friend that was looking for a patio installed. And sure enough, I got that as my first project that I did by myself. I installed that patio, I hired a buddy, we knocked it out in a weekend, and that kind of started the snowball effect of getting side jobs, and it just took off from there. Soon enough, I was making more money on these side projects, working half a Saturday, a full Sunday to get these projects done. And even sometimes when the snow was flying, I was laying interlock. Quite the experience going from a 7:30 to 5:30 job, and then 6 p.m. until dark, I was working and laying interlock. I was making way more working these projects than I was working at this stone yard. And even though I loved the people that I worked with, it only made sense for me to go off and start my own business. Now, when I started my own business, I decided that because I didn't have the money in my bank account and wasn't willing to take a loan for a business, I decided I needed to keep my overhead expenses low and to go out and price lift and relay projects. This is basically those projects that the interlock has moved and we need to lift, re-level, and relay those. That means no equipment, heavy labor work, but it was a great way to get my foot in the industry and to help the contractors around me take on projects that they were not willing to take, and I was willing to give them those leads that came to me somehow of these larger projects. And it was a great relationship with these contractors that I created. Now, even in that first year business, I was doing new builds, and I found out quickly, especially in that second year, when I signed up almost a year's worth of work where my business was at that time, where I signed up a whole street of basically driveway lift and relays. And I found out very quickly that it was in the second year when I would be lifting and relaying these driveways that I quickly became just completely burnt out. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing, and I knew that whenever there was a new build on my schedule, that's when I got re-energized and really enjoyed what I was doing with those design builds. Small backyard patios at this time, but starting to incorporate lighting, things like gas fire pits, very slowly into this. And it wasn't until that third year that I fully embraced that and made a plan to transition out of these lift and relays and move towards that design build space, but keeping it really small. I find in my business anything below $40,000 to $50,000, that's where my business fits in perfectly, currently where we are. And that includes backyard patios, these outdoor living spaces where I'm selling lighting on every project. I'm getting these gas fire pits installed, and these features like this that I'm trying to incorporate as I grow my business and scale up. So it's lessons like that I like to bring to the How to Hardscape podcast and to this channel. If you're interested, if you find yourself in a very similar situation to me as I continue to grow this business, where I am at and the things that you can learn from me. But not just me, I'm going to bring on other people that we've had on the podcast. I'm going to be doing job site visits and just trying to get all this information out there into this amazing industry so that we can all learn from it. So if this interests you, be sure to check us out at How to Hardscape on Instagram. I am a Hardscaper on Instagram. The How to Hardscape podcast for more valuable information like this.